Hello everyone and welcome to my kitchen. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite meatless entrees, and that is eggplant parmesan. There's a couple of steps that you want to get started with for your eggplant parmesan. So the first thing that we're going to do about an hour before we're ready to actually go ahead and start breading these up is we're going to just make sure that our eggplant is nice and washed, and then we're going to cut it up into our slices. So we're just going to cut off this upper part here and just cut it into discs that are about that thick. And then you're just going to lay that out. Now what I have here is a sheet pan with a little grate, and I just have some paper towels underneath of that, because what we're going to do is we're going to salt these, and you're going to find that a lot of moisture comes out of them after you've salted them, and that's why we're starting this early, because we want that moisture to come out. It's going to help give us a better texture in the end result. So once I've got all of my eggplant on my sheet, then we're just going to go in with some salt and sprinkle them liberally. So don't hold back here, just go ahead and give them a real healthy coating of the salt, because that's going to draw out that moisture. And then in about half an hour, we're going to come in and go ahead and flip these over, and then I will bring you back when we're ready to start breading. Welcome back, guys. So my eggplant has sat now for an hour, and you can see all the little pools of water that pulled up on there. Of course, you've got a little bit of that brownness that's going to happen as well. So what I'm going to do now is take a clean kitchen towel and just basically dab the moisture off. You can use a paper towel for this as well, but it does take quite a few paper towels if you use a paper towel, so it can be a little bit more effective if you just use your cotton towel. So I'm going to go through and do all of these, and then we'll move on to breading. So my what are those things? Aubergines, eggplants.
Aubergines?
Yeah. Those are all dried off now. Now what I'm doing is working on the breading. So I've got 3 eggs that are just whisked up here. You can use 2, 1, however many you think is going to cover all of these. And then I have about 2 cups here of what is going to be our breading, which is Parmesan cheese. Now, you have options here. If you want to do a basically carb-free keto type version of this, you can use just the Parmesan cheese that's grated. Or you can do a half and half mix of Parmesan cheese and panko breadcrumbs, or regular breadcrumbs. Or you can do primarily the panko breadcrumbs or regular breadcrumbs. I like panko, I like the texture it gives it, but tonight we're trying with just the cheese. I'm also going to add in, I added in about a teaspoon of dried basil, about a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper. You don't need to add salt to this because the cheese is very salty, and of course you've salted those already. We're also going to add in about a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder and a little bit of dried oregano as well. And then just give that a nice mix. And then just have a pan ready with some parchment paper on it. I've got my oven preheated to 375 degrees. So we're just going to go in and coat our eggplant with the egg. And then coat it with the Parmesan cheese. And then this is just going to go onto our sheet pan, and we're going to repeat with all of these. So my eggplant Parmesan has been in the oven for about 25 minutes. After about 15 minutes, you want to go ahead and flip it. Now, if you're using panko or breadcrumbs, it's probably going to get a little bit more golden than what you see here, but about 25 minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring it out of the oven to put it in with our sauce. And I just have a casserole dish here with 1 jar of sauce in there. You can use as much or as little as you want. And we're just going to take our eggplant Parmesan and just nestle it in there really nicely. You can do 1 layer like this, or you can do more than that. And I always try to nudge them around in the sauce there and kind of make it like a little bit of a puzzle and see what all I can get in there. I need one of my small ones from here. Okay. And if you want, you can top them with sauce. I usually do just one layer of sauce underneath, and then top this with some mozzarella cheese. Now, if you've made enough that you know you're going to have leftovers, it's best to store the remaining eggplant Parmesan separate from the sauce so that it doesn't get soggy. So just be mindful of that. Like in this instance, I'm making this 1 tray of it. That's going to feed us for tonight. These will end up being leftovers, so I'm just going to put these in a separate container and store those, and then basically do the same thing that I did here with those tomorrow. This is going to go back in my 375 degree oven for about 5 to 8 minutes until the cheese is nice and melty on top, and then we're good to go. All right, and here's our finished eggplant Parmesan. So we're going to go ahead and plate that up and enjoy.